All right, good morning. We are in Stephenville, Texas currently, and today I'm flying to Bradenton, Florida in the Cirrus to go testing at Bradenton Motorsports Park, where I have been authorized to land at Cletus's airfield. I'm super pumped on this. However, I have never landed on grass before. He told me just treat it like it's a totally normal asphalt landing, so that's what I'm gonna do. We are getting a little bit of a late start because of the weather. It's hard to see, but it's overcast out here and I am not yet instrument rated. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all my pre-flight stuff, load the airplane, fuel up, and hopefully by the time I'm getting all of that finished up, it's gonna be clear enough to fly. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I've got to take here, backpack, gear bag that's got my helmet, fire suit, and everything. I've got the car racing radios, flight bag, and the Starlink, of which I will show you, especially anybody that's in the aviation side that's interested on how some of this stuff works or what some of the options are. This is what I have and what works for me. All right, so what I have here is a mini Starlink, and I've got this Ravian, if that's how you say it, Ravian, portable battery. Turn it on here. I've tried a couple of different Starlink mounts and I don't love them, so what I ended up doing was just making my own. So I took these suction cups and made this little framework just out of some like scrap metal on the press brake at the shop. Poke this up here good, wham bam, and then this little Starlink Mini slides right in there. And while it will hold it, it's kind of heavy on the end, so I don't really love the idea that that would be pulling on the back window with that much leverage. So I made these little things here, and boomski, that is my Starlink mount, and it'll last like 7 or 8 hours. It's pretty awesome. Got some extra oil for the trip just in case. All right, it looks like it's starting to break up a little bit. I'm not going to take off until I can for sure find a hole in the clouds to be able to peel up through, but I'm gonna go ahead and be out and be ready. Still got to get fuel and get everything punched in and the GPS and all of that. So I'd rather be ready to go, because at this point it's going to be kind of cutting it close on even getting there before sunset. So I'd really like to make it before dark, mainly because I don't want my first grass landing to be in the dark.
Stephenville, Clark Field Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 1757 Zulu.
KSM, Kilo Sierra Echo Mike. Kilo Sierra Echo Mike. Left mag, almost no drop, back to both. 1, 2, right mag, little to no drop. Back to both. Charging. Everything's in the green, temp's good, oil pressure is good, manifold pressure, fuel flow. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and take off. I'm going to just stay underneath the layer and see if we can pop out somewhere over about 30 miles from here. Stephenville traffic, Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima, taking off runway 14. Just going to stay in the pattern here for a minute, Stephenville traffic. Alright, check, everything's good, green, flap set, boost pumps on, got a little bit of a crosswind, not too bad. Gonna get lined up on the runway here. Little right rudder, airspeed's alive. Knots, and we're up.
Cleveland traffic, good check 247, and me right downwind for 15, moving short of that, heads up, clear.
Need to stay VFR. That is important. Don't want to get in any trouble. No trouble here, okay? Another thing that I'm looking for is like down here on the ground, any spots that you can see the sun actually hitting the ground, that's a hole in the clouds. But you can see there are some, but there's just not very many. So I'm gonna be looking for something that's at least a significant size hole. Actually, it looks really good over here. I see a lot of sunlight on this side, so I'm gonna bob over here real quick and see if we can piece up through the top. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, right here above us is like pretty dang good spot, but I just don't know if I can shoot that gap. It's not quite big enough.
Sleeping traffic, helicopter care flight 3. We are crossing the south end of 3-2. Should be no factor on that final traffic. We're going to go to the east side and stay there, headed to Fort Worth.
Roger that, have a good flight. Career check 247.
Oh yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Oh man, that was just like the tiniest little blip. But we did it. Alright, we'll go ahead and pick up flight following here. Still climbing 500 feet a minute. We're at 8,700. Fort Worth Center, Sirius 360 Whiskey Lima with VFR request.
November 360 Whiskey Lima, squawk 3471 and aircraft type destination.
3471, aircraft type is a Cirrus SR-22, and headed over to Kilo Sierra Echo Mike.
November 360 Whiskey Lima, your radar contact about, call it 10 miles to the southeast of the Granbury Airport. Their altitude indicates 9,500, maintain VFR, show your fly following Kilo Sierra Echo Mike.
Maintain VFR at 9,500, climbing to 11,500. 360 Whiskey Lima.
November 360 Whiskey Lima, roger. Region altimeter 3005, maintain VFR.
3005, maintain VFR. 360 Whiskey Lima. Alright, coming up on 11.5. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright.
Clear 50 Bravo, contact
Leveling off.
27.0.
Right here. Direct enter. Nav, GPSS, and altitude hold. EGTs are good, manifold pressure is good. Fuel timer we're at 20 minutes, swap at 30. Everything looks very nice. 11,500, dude. Here we go. All right. Put the meta glasses back on for you. So you can see. Now you can see this broken layer. And that's what we were after. Right around Cleburne. We're coming up on Cleburne right here. And yeah, it's just a few more miles beyond Cleburne. And then it looks like we're going to be good to go the rest of the way. Yeah, so we look good all the way through Montgomery, down to Tallahassee. And might end up having to stay somewhere around Tallahassee this evening. We'll see. But one step at a time. Now we're just cruising.
Flight 3, go ahead. Memphis Center,
2 hours later.
Man, I can't hear anything out of my ears. Clogging. Man, I at least need one of them to work. Alright, anyways, ATC just came on and said that we've got traffic, 12 o'clock. They are about 1,000 foot above us. Kind of hard to see here. Basically, since we are headed east, we, and flying VFR, which is visual flight rules, we are flying odd numbers plus 500 feet, so 11,500. This guy here, he's turning yellow because it's turning into something to be cautious about. He's flying 1,000 feet above, so since he's going westbound, he's on even numbers plus 500, so he's at 12,500.
and approach Circle Golf, got a traffic info.
Alright, so now we're looking for traffic if we can see him. But you always want to, oh, there he is right there. You always want to be super vigilant because sometimes things can be reporting wrong. Sometimes people may not be paying attention. But there he goes, twin engine. Pretty wild, looking like you're that close to an airplane. All right, resuming flight.
00 Whiskey Lima, the Airstar traffic's no factor now, and your 2 o'clock position continuing southbound, as well as traffic, also no factor, still 1,500.
Thank you for the update, clear of traffic, 0 Whiskey Lima.
Clock
Bro,
southeastbound,
feels like my ear's gonna
descending into
explode. Oh!
Way 43234 to traffic has passed, no factor. Maintain VFR to Dothan, information hotel current. 00 Whiskey Lima, appears you will miss it to the east, but are you familiar with restricted area 2103 Alpha?
I am familiar with the area, and it does look like I'm going to miss it, 0 Whiskey Lima.
Yes, sir, it is active up to 4,999.
Copy, 0 Whiskey Lima. I had a little bit of congestion over the last couple of days, and I think it's all stuck in my ear. Bad part is, this is only one of 2 landings. At least I can get my left ear to clear, but my right is just not happening. Man, it's hard to focus on anything when your ear hurts this bad. Cool. So that's good. However, my ear hurts so bad. I've got the volume turned up. Oh, I've got the volume turned up so loud. Please pop. Please pop. Please, thanks. Please pop.
Okay, thanks. And November 3230 Whiskey, I think
we got some confusing tail numbers up in here. Oh. Yes, he sent a picture of the baby. That part makes it harder and harder to leave. To go do this. Alright. Anyways, direct to. Alright.
Number 360 Whiskey Lima, contact Cairns Approach Control 121.1.
Approach control at 121.1, 0 Whiskey Lima. Approach control, haven't heard that.
Number 67 Charlie, Sierra, Atlanta Center, Roger, Montgomery altimeter 3014.
Okay, got my left ear to clear. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. My right ear is so miserable though. Man, I'm not one to complain, but holy shaboli, dude. This is just brutal.
00 Whiskey Lima, runway 14, clear to land.
Runway 14, clear to land, 0 Whiskey Lima. Put out a flat or something. Just a good shimmy.
00 Whiskey Lima, turn right on Bravo, Alpha to the ramp with me.
Right on Bravo, Alpha to the ramp, 0 Whiskey Lima. Really gonna have to hustle here. But first and foremost is to really make sure that we do everything the right way while hustling.
To the tower, via 2712 miles northeast of Alpha.
Approach Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima with request.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and change to KLEE Kilo Lima Echo Echo. There's storms popping up down south, and I'm just gonna stay away from them. All right, so thunderstorms have been popping up here. And yeah, I just went all convective. Let me see if I can show you. All right, all of this in the yellow just popped up with thunderstorms. So instead of risking it, getting
Jacksonville
in.
Center, Archer 1668 with request.
And it's going to end up being like right at dark anyways. And like I said, from the beginning, I didn't want to land on the grass field for my first time in dark. So I'm just going to stop short at a place called
Number 5 Whiskey Delta, descend and maintain 4,000.
Leesburg International Airport. It looks super cool. There's like lakes all the way around it. There's a couple hotels close
and
by.
16A, Romeo Lima, Jackson, ready to contact Element Timber 3017.
So we will get in there. That's 29 minutes out and stay the night, and then I'll pop over.
November 5
First thing
Whiskey
in the
Delta,
morning.
contact you.
Oh yeah, all of that over there is no-go. No-go for me, for sure. Not worth it. 6 miles out. My right ear feels like it's going to explode. Really hoping that this is going to be better by tomorrow. 1,500. Slow my descent down. Gosh, dang my ears.
00 Whiskey Lima, runway 13, clear to land.
Runway 13, clear to land. 0 Whiskey Lima.
November 2 Papa Alpha, hold short of runway 4 for traffic landing runway 13.
Mixture is full rich.
Hold short, runway 4.
Pushes and
32,
seatbelts are on, flaps
Papa.
are in. Get this bird down. Runway's made. Beautiful landing. That actually was just ridiculously good. Alright. Flaps up. Boost pump off. Check this thing out. This way. Keep from running over a rope. Alright, I think I nailed it.
All right, good morning from bright, sunny Florida. We're in Leesburg, Florida, only about 30 minutes short of Cletus's Bald Eagle Airfield. But when we came in last night, this was the plane that it was kind of hard to see on the video, I'm sure, but I don't know what it is, but I would love to have it. I'm definitely wanting to get my tail wheel endorsement at some point. But especially if I somehow got lucky enough to two things: get invited to race in the Freedom 500 at Cletus's, where the grand prize is a Cub Crafters tail dragger. So I'd have to be super lucky to get invited, and then I'd have to be super lucky to win the race and end up with the airplane. But anyways, we are hopping in the plane right here and about to head over and make our first ever grass landing. Let's go!
Leesburg ground, Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima at Sun Air Aviation with Foxtrot ready to taxi.
Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima, Leesburg ground, runway 13, taxi via Alpha.
Taxi Alpha down to 360 Whiskey Lima.
And remember, 0 Whiskey Lima, what are your intentions at the runway?
I want to depart the area to the south, 0 Whiskey Lima.
Okay, thank you.
Leesburg Tower, Cirrus 360 Whiskey Lima, holding short of 13 at Alpha.
360 Whiskey Lima, Leesburg Tower, Roger, hold short on runway 13. 360 Whiskey Lima, without delay, turn right on course, runway 13, clear for takeoff, traffic on a mile 5.
Clear for takeoff, no delay, south departure, 0 Whiskey Lima.
0 Whiskey Lima, use caution for a turtle just short of taxiway Delta on the runway on the center line.
Will do, watching for the turtle, 0 Whiskey Lima.
Leesburg Tower, Dutchess 456, Tango Hotel.
Alright, this guy is just right there.
Number 2, traffic in sight, 13, clear to land, Duchess, 6 Hotel.
Right rudder.
Continue straight out.
Continuing straight out, 564.
Full power. And rotate. This is a cool view. Nose forward.
Zero Whiskey Lima, the Skyhawk ahead of you. They're going to go straight out, so you can make your right turn out to the south at your discretion.
I'll go ahead and turn out to the south, 0 Whiskey Lima. Over the water, 1,300. I'm only going to climb to 3,000, mainly because of my ears. Boost pumps off. Fuel timer is started. Lots of traffic in the area. All right, we are in the air, headed to the Bald Eagle airstrip, and finally, after all of this, gonna make my first ever grass landing. I'm gonna fly over low, so hopefully he's got a windsock out there that I can at least peek down at and see which direction the wind is favoring, because that airport does not report the weather. But if all goes well, I might even do just a little flyover of the drag strip and buzz the tower, if you know what I mean. Abiding by all legal regulations, of course. Drag strip in sight. Traffic is clear. Well above 1,000 foot. I see the Freedom Factory. Let me see if I can help everybody out here with the glasses. Looking good on traffic. No obstacles to be in fear of. There is a bird, however, that we want to avoid at all costs. Rock your wings. All right. Waved at the Janus team. They knew we were coming. I couldn't see them. Hopefully they could see us. All right, headed over to make our first ever grass landing. All right, looking at this little L-shaped lake. Yep, that's it. Oh yeah, I see it because I see Cletus's 13,000 square foot hangar. Man, that's just gnarly. All right, gonna start slowing her down. This is pretty wild. I'm not sure if I'm nervous or excited, but I'm kind of like in this weird, like, numbing in between, which I'm not really sure how to feel about that. Alright, 1,000 foot, AGL, turn and final, Bald Eagle. Here we go. First notch of flaps, and second notch of flaps. Alright, I see the trees. Oh, power lines are way down there. Bobbing in. Runway's made. So weird. So weird. Be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient. Boom. We're down. Lighten up the front end, back pressure. Dude. We freaking did it. We did it! Oh my gosh, this is so sick. That was seriously freaking exhilarating. Oh my gosh, like, bro. Sorry I didn't put on the glasses, but, dude, that was freaking sick. This is so nuts, dude. I can't believe this. Oh man, I just gotta take a second here. That was crazy. Alright, well, we'll see if Cletus is around. If he's not, we're gonna cruise over to the racetrack. And, man, thank you for going with me on this.
All right, well, we have officially made it. Just got to tie down over here at Cletus's place. Yep, where is it? Oh, there it is. 13,000 square foot hangar. Absolutely obnoxiously cool. I'm not sure if this is the end of the video or not. If Cletus is around, we'll go say what's up. Otherwise, we'll catch him at the racetrack. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had a great time making it. It's gonna be a lot of work putting it together, obviously, and that's the main reason why I just never really have got on the YouTube train, is the amount of time it takes to commit to be able to do something like this. So if you like it, let me know, and if you want to see more like this, let me know. If you want to see more from the racetrack or even from like testing and stuff, let me know. Thanks for watching.